Alright, time for a Shen game. Playing another off-meta pick here, I would say, for sure. Did Ari yesterday, Shen today. Patch should be tomorrow, I think, so we're just gonna go back to some normal stuff after that, but a bit of fun for like a few picks, right? I am against an Amumu in this situation. Not too worried about that. He doesn't really do anything against me in pretty much the entire game. I'm pretty much chilling. Now, I do want to mention here for this game, technically Green Smite is the best smite as of this day still. Like, if you're counting this specific day, because the patch is going to come in tonight/tomorrow, basically, and then Green Smite's just going to get destroyed. So I don't recommend, like, Green Smite afterwards. So I'm just not going to go for it today either. I still think blue, even when the nerfs come in, is still going to be insane. But I will just go blue now as well, instead of going for tenacity effect for the Green Smite, basically, right? So, yeah. Shen actually has pretty respectable damage to his camps, with his, like, increased damage on his Q. As you can see, it's actually very significant. So that's really nice. I'll take my W second for some damage reduction here, so I can block some hits. I'll smite the big one here, because this one has a little bit more damage than red buff, so... There we go. That's some good damage. Honestly, the clear speed of this champ is definitely not too bad. Obviously, his biggest struggle is going to come down to, like, the AoE damage. It's just not amazing. You're definitely going to feel that a bit. So that's something to keep in mind. I clicked my block slightly too late, I believe, but it's okay. And here I'm just going to have to start splitting some damage, some auto attacks on all the small ones, so I can actually get the value of my AoE out of this deal. Because the big one is pretty much going to die to, like, my pet anyway, if that makes sense. So here we just have to split some damage to try to make this as quick as I can. Take all of my abilities here. He's getting shoved in. They're getting shoved in. Okay. Seems like there's not too much going on gank-wise for me here. I'm applying red buff to the small ones here as well. Just making sure that I can... split as much of my damage as I can here to make it relatively even. Ooh, that's not good, Mundo. You could try to maybe dive him or something. Oh, thank you, pet. I was about to say, are you serious? Hit this down, wait before he hits me again so I can block that hit as well. And just the empowered Qs is all you really have to do for, like, clear speed. As you can see, it hits hard. It's really quite decent. A little bit low on health, but that's not too big of a deal. Block that one. Momo's not going to do anything against me, so I'm not too worried about it. I think Yorick just warded in river, but I should have some pretty good top lane gank chances still. I'm going to pop the potion to get the rest of my health back. We pop a sweeping trinket here as well, and we just have to move. He is not moving. That's a little unfortunate. If my Mundo would have stepped up there, I could have flashed on him and it would have been fine. I know that was warded. I could have technically cleared his ward, but, you know, that's okay in that situation. It was just an angle where it's... Are you serious, Amumu? I feel a little bit, like, scammed by my teammates here, but okay. I feel like they should not get away with this. They are gonna get away with a double flash. Okay, yeah. That's fine, I guess. I did that because of mid lane diff. Because Xerath had complete priority in the situation. Veigar wasn't anywhere near to that fight scenario. So it should have been a 3v2. But it wasn't a 3v2, really, let's be honest. The reaction speed was a bit slow to the point where... Yeah, I took too much damage. It's okay. For me, the biggest thing, I'm just gonna catch these respawns. I'll take my Bami Cinder here. The way I see it, like, you kind of want to go Bami Cinder and Titanic on your first two items. The way you build it depends on the money you have. If you can afford your Bami on your first back, I think it's a worthwhile pickup. If you cannot, and you can or if you can afford a Tiamat instead, I think that is better for, like, your first back. So it just kind of depends on the situation a little bit. And in this situation, I have 1,000 gold, so I can afford my Bami, which is nice, I think. I'll be able to go bot lane here. I'm gonna get seen, most likely. I didn't reach him, really? That's so bad for me, actually. I was like one range off of him. If I got the taunt there, I think that would have been really good. But, you know, what can I do? We're pushing the wave here, I suppose. Let's hit that down. Is this in time? I can't push another wave, so whether it's in... Oh, Blitz is going to freeze it. Nope. It's actually in time. Close one. I'll just walk through here, check this, and then walk up. I'm gonna walk over vision, but I'm gonna kind of go mid anyway. Maybe the Vigar can get caught out. Don't think so, but possible. As long as my Zeref doesn't, like, ignore me here, it should be fine. I'm faster than him? Question mark? Okay, that's a stun cage. That's a good hit. Very nice. Good, good, good. I was faster than him indeed. It's beautiful stuff. You won't believe how many times I've pinged him. Yeah, that's about right. That's what I expected. I think I should be able to win this fight. I dashed through him there to time his Q timing correctly. Yeah. Could not get the last hits off there. The Aftershock proc also made him tankier. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. On my HP, I feel like this gank is way too greedy to go for, so I really shouldn't do that. I'm just gonna go over here. I can take the plant, and then I might be able to... I mean, with the plant, maybe. Mundo does have ult. There might be a chance here. Potentially. Is Mundo gonna do something today? That would be great. I don't know. If he gets that, he gets that. Otherwise, I don't know. He walked super far back for no reason there, unfortunately. If he didn't walk all this way back and he would have just actually walked at Yorick instead, that would have been free, I believe. But, I mean, I can't affect my teammates' like decision-making in that one, right? So it is what it is. Just clean this up a little bit here. And then we should be looking pretty good. I'm just gonna go purely clear speed here for like the first bit. So I'm probably gonna go Tiamat. Like, on this point, I'm not 100% sure about what is the best thing to go for here on Shen. Because I could technically finish my Sunfire, but I could also just get even more clear speed and just pick up a Tiamat and just go pure clear speed for the early game. Which I think might actually be more valuable, since I do think Shen's base value is pretty high, if that makes sense. So I'm a little bit on the fence about what I should do here. He's gonna push his wave in, so I also know he doesn't have flash, and there's a control ward here, so I have pretty good odds at being able to gank him. I am almost level 6, but that shouldn't be an issue here. Didn't reach him there, that's not good. Not reaching him there with the taunt actually does hurt me a lot. Okay, this is a bit of a problem. The fact that I'm 1 XP off 6, there's 6. That doesn't do anything. He's playing relatively safe, I have to respect it. I'm just gonna reset here because of bot lane. I'll save him. Oh, he blitzed us! Okay. Fair play. I was very low HP for that play, so I knew it was risky. I didn't think Blitz would have the ult available for that at that point anymore. Yikes. I think it's still worth doing that, because, I mean, obviously if Blitz didn't have ult, it would have been really good, but, you know. That's the dragon, that's okay. That's acceptable. I have the 2 clear speed items now. I think I'm gonna go for this because it makes the most sense to me, honestly. I could just kind of sit on the Bami Cinder and potentially even upgrade that into a Titanic first for like damage output purposes. Especially since their team is also pretty AP damage heavy or magic damage heavy. Which, yeah. This is okay. Ooh, he did end up doing my red buff. Okay, he did that right after Dragon. That's interesting. I think that's relatively greedy. Maybe I should have just go check that first. I didn't think he would go for it because it would have been really greedy. If I check that first, he just simply dies. But I guess in this guy's eyes, it was worth it. So fair enough. I know his topside is up, so I pretty much should go for it, I believe, at this point. Just go for like his topside camps here. Because if he takes my red like that and he just did Dragon, I'm assuming he's going to have to do his bot side first, seeing as that will most likely be the case. I could just like take his Raptors and stuff. He is actually doing his Raptors, okay. I think this is fine. I could just lethal tempo auto attack him, and as Veigar doesn't pay attention like I'm expecting him to, this guy will just not be able to play the game. Perfect. I'm expecting Veigar to do nothing because he did nothing when I walked over the scuttle as well, if that makes sense. So, kind of just, yeah, chilling. Gonna do it in the bush here. Top lane just died. I don't think he's gonna react to this. You're dead. I think 3 auto attacks is enough. Yeah, he already flashed away there, so I can easily flash after him and it's free. I'm basically just abusing the fact that his mid laner is not doing anything, which is pretty damn common, honestly, in solo queue. Like, they just ignore you. It is what it is. Yeah, I feel kind of bad for the Amumu, but on the other hand, it's also like, you know, it is one of those things where it's like, it happens to me as well with, like, Mundo walking out of ganks and stuff like that. It's the same thing. It just happens a lot in pretty much any rating, to be honest. And it should easily be able to do this, which is very nice for me right now. Oh, he picks up the Veigar as well. Huge. Let's just hit this down. Might be able to look top. I didn't want to ult for anything there, because I obviously just need to finish the Rift Herald. It's worth the most. Could look for like any ult opportunities when it comes to lane fights, so I just have to like kind of pay attention to my minimap, I suppose, with my ult usages here. If I see like a play on bot lane or something, I should just, you know, ult to that, or mid lane, or wherever. It's a very good counter ganking tool, which allows me, and that's also why I opt to go for like this amount of clear speed. Because if I can maximize my clear speed, I can just kind of chill with my ultimate, and I should always be able to get a good counter gank reaction or a good gank opportunity because of my ultimate, if that makes sense to you. That's why I'm opting for this much clear speed. Oh, you have to be joking. That shield wasn't enough? She got bursted. Yikes. I should have maybe ulted the Brand there. I was initially planning on ulting Brand, but then Caitlyn got hooked and I was like, I know. The burst was too much, so they bursted her through my shield, so I can't do anything about that. I obviously get the assist, which is nice. But yeah, no teleport towards the play, sadly. Might be able to look mid here. I do want to use my Herald within the next 50 seconds, so that's definitely something to look for. I missed my... Okay, I'm pretty bad, I suppose. Don't miss your stun, thank you. Good. Whew. Close one. I'm just gonna shove this as fast as I can to get my Herald on mid turret. I'm gonna use Herald now as well. I have to, because otherwise I'm not gonna get turret plating gold out of it. Okay, the problem here is I have Bami, so I take turret aggro from standing next to me, so all he has to do is walk into me if he's smart, and he can kind of just kill me like this. I want that turret plate so bad, man, please. Ah. Okay, nice, I still got it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I greeted there for that risk. Okay. Oh, he juked me up as well. I'm dead. All right, fair play. I wanted to juke him up to dodge his hook, but he also hit up, so fair play to him. Yeah, I can't do much about a Blitz Flash, to be honest. It's just kind of me dead. And I'm gonna go for what I think is the best move here and just go Titanic, and then we finish this item next into a Sunfire. I think the Bami early, if I can afford to Tiamat, is worth. I might even go Bami Tiamat regardless in any situation. Just both of those first. Because I think the clear speed makes a lot of sense if you have an ult like I do with Shen here to be able to insta-rotate for things. This guy is worth 500 gold. Holy moly. Okay, I'm just going to go like Luke bot lane, I guess. That is money right there. I'm just gonna full sprint bot here. Please hit. Go. Move. Go, Brand. Please, man. All you have to do is just, like, walk up here and place a ward. It's gonna bait the Blitzcrank, guaranteed. I don't know what type of gank I'm looking for here, honestly. That should be decent. Okay, I need to smite him there. I don't think... I don't know if ulting would have been worth there, honestly, for the Caitlyn. She's 1 in 5. I didn't want to do it because I value my ult a bit more than just her life in that scenario. Which might not be smart, but that's the way I looked at it right there. Like, I considered it. Don't get me wrong, I definitely considered it, but I didn't think it was going to be worth it there, because if I can just do like this now. Flashed as well. I'm just going to chase him. Yeah. I think that's more worth it than saving Caitlyn. Something like that. I would lose the objective for this, I know that, but that's acceptable to me, because I would have lost that anyway, I believe. Since the mid lane situation is this bad. So I think that's worth. I think that's worth, because this gets me the kill on top, but it also gets me the turret there. Maybe I could have saved mid, but I know this is going to get me the red buff as well, which is why I'm sprinting for it here. So I think because I probably would not have been able to defend the dragon anyway, I think this is good. But I can be mistaken on that. Like, I can definitely accept that to potentially be a mistake. I'm going to go behind this guy and kill the Vigar. Dead. Perfect. Beautiful. He's gonna take his raptors, I guess. He's probably gonna take my bot side, I would imagine. It's down. He takes that, so I don't have that option. 40 seconds on Rift Herald. I can assume my bot lane might be down. Okay, it's not going to be. My ult's not up for 50 seconds. I can't save Caitlyn there. I'm just going to clear my topside camps here, hit level 11. And then I might be able to Herald on spawn or something. I might be able to kill the Yorick here first, actually. I think I should do that first before I do Herald. Because he is walking quite far up, which might make that free. This is 1 stack for my smite upgrade. You are pretty much dead, no? Don't... Oh, God. I don't know about this. He does have Mundo ult, so I guess we have to go for it. I'm gonna hold my E as long as possible here to guaranteed land it, and then dodge. Nice. They rotated for it. I do have Shen ultimate here to rotate for a play potentially as well, but I kind of want to go Rift Herald. If I have to ult for this, I will. Gonna have to pay a bit of attention here. I think I don't have to ult for that, right? Surely. Like, I was looking at, like, if he was gonna Vigar ult him or something, but that wasn't the case. So I thought it was fine not to ult there. Yeah, I'm not gonna ult for Caitlyn. I kind of saw her HP bar drop, but I'm not ulting for her because obviously Rift Herald is just worth more than saving Caitlyn. So that is not gonna be a move I make. I still don't want to ult for this because of Rift Herald, but I can potentially hit this down and then ult the guy. I don't have to ult for this, maybe. I'm gonna wait and see if what Amumu does here. I have ult if I have to, but if I don't have to, that's better. Oh, okay, well, fine. At that point, I wasn't gonna ult him anymore. That would have just been a suicide move on his end. That's good. I think that's worth flashing for. Saw the play on bot lane, just respond to it. We're good. That's the beautiful thing about Shen, man. That's also why I'm building this, by the way. As much ability ace as fast as possible, basically, with the ultimate and stuff. Need to get that cooldown low quickly. I have a lot of money, so I definitely need to look to base soon as well. Right now, for this Herald, I'd want to use it on this turret or this turret, ideally, because that's going to give me the most value. Because both of those turrets are worth 600 gold. So that would be the best thing I could do, but breaking mid turret, like if this tier 1 would have been up, that would have been the better play. I'll take the reset here, get the Sunfire. And I think in this I have options for some mythics, but I think Even Shroud's my best mythic in this specific game here. The options are going to be Iceborne Gauntlet is great, like that's a really good mythic to take, but they have quite a lot of magic damage. So I'm not too worried about it. I do think this is fine, as long as no support builds it, because it does give it damage amp, which is quite nice for your like taunt and stuff, right? So you taunt and have a damage amp, which is nice. It's also very cheap. It gives both resistances. So those are my options, really. And then I also have Jaksho as a technical option, but I think Even Shroud is the overall highest value one. Especially if I'm, like, relatively ahead. I'm just gonna go top lane here. I have Shen ultimate in 14 seconds, so I'm just gonna go top, see if I can put pressure on this. Get that turret down with Rift Herald, and then they might be able to, like, try something bot, and I could ult or something like that. I'm gonna have to go for this guy first, and hopefully my team doesn't get murked. He flashed there. That's okay, I think. That's nice. Put this down. And I should be able to just put Herald down here. If they go Dragon now, they would just lose their entire base, which I don't think they would. I have ult ready, so it's absolutely pointless for me to be there as long as my team doesn't troll it. That's something else. I walked into the stun there. That shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna react to this one. Get down to the dragon. I don't have smite though, but I can block this. Guys, please get in a line behind me. What are you doing? I'm trying to save your ass here. Taunt him so he doesn't hit anyone else, and I can hit him down. Okay, that's good saving there. That's beautiful. They didn't position themselves behind me, so they don't give me a chance to save them, which is not the best. Like from the Jhin ult, at least. I guess the Caitlyn may have been dead regardless. Alright, decent, decent. That's already 200 bonus damage. It's not too bad. Yeah, the mythic-wise, like, you don't have to go Even Shroud again. I mentioned you can go Iceborne Gauntlet. It's a really good item to have, Iceborne Gauntlet, for sure. It just, you know, depends on the enemy team, really. And Blitz, Veigar, and Amumu do a lot of magic damage. And I'm not too worried about Yorick. He's probably not going to do too much anyway. And yeah, then I would be building just armor additionally for the Jhin, which doesn't seem too valuable to me. So that's the reason I'm not going Gauntlet here. And I mean, Jaksho is fine, but I think, like, survivability for me is not that big of a deal regardless. So I feel like Even Shroud damage increase is just more value for the double resist item. It's also cheaper, which is nice. Built in 14 seconds. Can't save him before that, so it is what it is. We can Baron here for sure. I have Brand next to me. This is really good damage. I'm just trusting Brand passive on this one for sure. It's enough damage to where I think it should be acceptable to just go for this, because I can tank it for pretty much ever. And with Brand passive, as long as he uses it correctly, it will be good damage. Just the big thing you have to pray for, I suppose, is Caitlyn just not completely AFKing it if you want to do it faster than this. Gonna do a Brand passive, proc into a kill. Nice. It's a good Baron opportunity right there. A lot of people bot lane, so, you know, pretty solid chance to go for. Yeah, let's go for a Mumu here. Got the blue smite movement speed increase. Might be able to land a nice taunt. Good flash. Survive. I don't think it's worth doing, because I don't think wasting flash on a Mumu is worth it. I think I have to do the hit there. I don't think Brand passive alone is enough. Maybe I didn't have to flash for it, but, you know. It's okay. Yeah, Mumu using his flash like that is actually pretty huge, because he wastes that flash to just get out instead of having like a 5-man engage ult flash, which would be much worse for us. That's a flash. Okay, I'll take it. Thank you. The good thing here is I don't have to be with my team. I can kind of just recall here and be fine. What would be the optimal thing to do here? I think really should go for Anathemas here and then build magic resist. Because if I put the Anathemas on Jhin, that should be enough damage reduction for that to be fine. I'm just gonna ult that. Wasn't initially planning on it, but I see the position for my teams should be fine here. I'm dead here for sure. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I took pretty much all the damage in that scenario. It's a lot of magic damage. Ooh, he even does a lot of magic damage as well. Yeah, okay, that's good. I needed to put the anathemas on Jin, and then I just build a magic resist item, and it should be fine. I think that makes me unkillable. Like, instead of building, like, a single item, I can stack more health and ability haste, which is really nice. And then I can just simply build a good magic resist item against the rest of their team, which I think is just going to be a force of nature, but could also consider to be a... I think force of nature is the best for the movement speed aspect of it in this scenario. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do against this, build-wise. But it's mostly just a core of these two that you kind of go, like, relatively early. And then you can build your mythic around the enemy team, see what you like, and then just 2 tank items that fits to make you as tanky as possible. Put the anathemas on the Jin there. I'd rather not push double turrets because it's not going to happen. They're going to lose that fight because they're all respawning. They're going to waste their fight now. I can't ult into the fight yet, so it's just not going to happen. I mean, Mundo can tank a lot, don't get me wrong. That's definitely a good part, but I'm going to have to wait another 3 seconds to help them. 2 seconds to help them. That seems fine. I'll go in here. And just finish the game. Running up there wouldn't have made a difference, I suppose. Just waiting for my ult is all I could really do. That's good. Mundo got pretty much unkillable. That's all we like to see. I would finish the game. So yeah, that is it for Shen. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the endgame stats. Alright, so for the endgame stats on this one, I'm expecting not to have too much damage here, but yeah, 13.6, that's about right, I think. The Mundo obviously got a tremendous amount of damage because a lot of the fights happened where he gets like engaged on the side lanes, or, you know, he was able to do quite a significant amount, which is also good because I focused quite a bit on getting my top laner actually getting him ahead, you know, getting third gold, killing Yorick, that type of deal. So, you know, it's good to see that the advantage pays off. So that's not bad. True damage here at 1200, just smite damage. We have damage to objectives at 38k. Trying to get as many of these as I could. Obviously having to give some, but that's fine. We have healing done at 14.6. Damage taken at 28.3. And Mundo had 44.6 as well. This again is like one of those things, right? Like he takes a lot of free damage in the fight engage. Like the fight engages in this game were very much towards the Mundo. Like towards him getting 4-manned on bot lane or something, right? Or along those lines. So this is an expected outcome as well. Self-mitigated is pretty good at 40k as well. Fairly close to the Mundo too. But yeah, Mundo definitely popped off after well, getting a bunch of assistance from me in the initial stages, right? Like getting the Yorick behind. And securing all that type of business on top side is quite good. Not too bad there. Apart from this, gold earned is the highest still at 14.2. A lot of this is obviously just the consistency of my camps, because I rushed Bami into Tiamat to have really good clear speed potential, because otherwise you just don't. And with that clear speed potential in combination with Shen ultimate, you can really just like kind of focus on getting the clear speed good. And like killing your camps quickly, and then just Shen ult reacting in most cases. And I think that's the way this champion should be played if you play him in the jungle. Like really focus on getting as fast of a clear as possible, and then just using your ult to counter gank. And then when your camps are down, you can proactively go for a gank on like top lane. And then the enemy jungler is gonna think like, okay, I could just ult bot lane or go for bot lane, and then you can ult bot lane to follow that up or react to a dragon or anything of that nature, which is I think the best way played for this champion. A lethal tempo with some uptime. It's okay-ish, you know, it's fine. I think it's the best one to go for on Shen. If you're gonna go for like a Titanic. If you're not gonna go Titanic, then definitely don't go lethal tempo. At that point, I think like going something like press the attack is probably better. But, you know, yeah. Triumph for a bit of health restored. You don't have much lifesteal. You're building relatively tanky, so the missing HP regeneration is quite strong here. Also some additional gold. Tenacity CC reduction. And then Last Stand for the bonus damage on lower HP. I do think this is better than going coup de grace, but you can also go coup de grace. I think this is better because this gives you more damage in very close fight situations. It might end up giving you a lead, which I think is more valuable. Cheap Shield for the extra damage, because that's the only one to take really in that tree that I think is really worth. You might be able to take the Eyeball Collection as well. But basically those two, because you absolutely want to have Ultimate Hunter on Shen. There's no question about that. So that needs to be your secondary every single time, no questions asked. So it's just a matter of whether you want to go cheap shot with that or whether you want to go eyeball with that. And I think that is up to you. You can try both. But yeah, that is it for Shen. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like button below. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully after the patch coming up, but otherwise maybe with another off-meta pick if it is a day delayed. So yeah, goodbye.